Hey guys, how are you doing today? Right now, we got a little tutorial coming at you for Skullbusters. We just figured out all the steps, and here's a little guide that will hopefully help you solve it yourselves. Now, shout out goes out to just another UK gamer. He beat me by 1 minute. Be the first one to beat it, but props out to him. Glad that we got this done, and UK, congrats on being first. Now, to get the first skull, the first thing you're going to need to do is search the map for a bottle of glass cleaner and a rag. Now, each item has 3 possible spawn locations around the map, so I'm going to show you where they're all at. The first one is right here on the second floor of the disco. If you go over here by this one table, it's sitting right there. Just hold square on it and you pick it up.
You have to hold.
The second possible spawn is in the second subway station. If you look, find the lockers. On the left of the cardboard boxes, it'll be sitting right there. The final bottle spawn is in the punk bar. If you look to the left of the stage by the trash can, some trash on the ground, it'll just be laying right there on its side. Now, to pick up the rags, you do the exact same thing that you did for the spray bottle. Just run up to it and hold square. One possible location is it'll be sitting on a bunch of boxes to the left of the Rat King's throne down in the subway. Second possible location is up at the VIP lounge. If you go over by the magic wheel, it'll be sitting on top of a bunch of pallets. Now, this last location for the rags, I've never been able to spawn into a game. But if you go over here by bomb stoppers, go up this ladder, there will be a door laying on the ground. It will be laying right next to the door laying on the ground.
But then the other rag spawn is supposed.
Now, once you have the rag and the bottle, run back to the Ghosts and Skulls machine. Just hold square on it, be a little you clean it off, and then that gets you the first skull.
Yay!
Now, to complete the second skull, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing a game of mahjong. Now, if you don't know about mahjong at all, what you mostly do in the game is you're arranging tiles in a certain order, and that's how you score points and win. Well, what we're doing for this is we're collecting tiles around the map, and we're putting them in this location up here in the VIP lounge, and we have to put them in the right order to win. Now, when you first approach this, not all the tiles will be there. Now, at the time of this video, I myself have been able to find 8 of the locations that these mahjong tiles can spawn in. One tile location is on the second floor of the Disco Inferno on the opposite side of the Skullbusters machine. Second location is in the blue room next to bomb stoppers on one of the smaller tables.
Okay.
A third location is by the lockers in the subway on one of the benches.
Oh, here's another one.
For the fourth and fifth location, they are both in the punk bar. One is on the bar itself by the foldable door, and then also in the hallway where the bathrooms are on top of a red crate. A sixth possible spawn location is on the Racing Stripes roof over by where you build the boombox. There is a red crate. It can spawn on there. A seventh location is if you go by Tough Enough and the opposite dark corner of it, it can be sitting right there in the corner.
Let's go take that to the roof.
And then eighth possible spawn location is on the VIP roof itself, over by the corner where the real life clock is. There is a high round red table. It'll be sitting right on there.
And we have another 3.
One quick little note about this is every game, at least for me, only 4 of these locations would be active at a time. So not all 8 locations are going to have a tile in them. Also, if you find all your tiles that spawn on the map, you may not use all of them. You can only place down 14 tiles, and if you find them all, you will have more than that, so don't freak out. But once you are able to find all your tiles, the next thing you need to do is you need to figure out which order you are supposed to arrange them in for you to complete and get the second skull. Now, for me, I have no idea how to play mahjong, so for me, I had to go online and find this calculator. If that helps you, I'll have the link down in the description for it. Now, how this site actually works is you click on which tiles that you need, and once you fill the maximum 14, it gives you possible answers. For us, we only would click on the tiles that are 1 circle, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We don't need any of the other tiles, so don't worry about those. But once you put in all the tiles that you have, it'll give you your calculated hands, which are the answers you would put onto the game in real life. So once you know the order, go back to your game, actually arrange your tiles the right way, and if you do it correctly, fireworks show will happen and you have the second skull.
Hey!
For the third skull, and huge shout out here to Daily Gamer Nick and his crew, but you have to shoot a 1972 in certain windows around the map. If you do it too fast, or if you hit a wrong window, you have to go on to the next round.
Jesus.
So for the first window, it is to the right of the Disco Inferno sign from Pack-a-Punch Street, and you need to shoot a 1 into it.
Okay, you have to get.
The next window is on the rooftop from spawn before you cross the bridge to go to Racing Stripes. Shoot a 9 into this one. Another quick little side note is that on the skating rounds, you cannot do any of these windows.
Okay.
The next window is to the left of Trailblazers, and in this one, you need to shoot a 7.
Hey, there's.
And finally, for the 2, if you go to the alleyway to the left of the dojo, you need to shoot a 2 into this one. And then that's it. You got your third skull.
Hey! Wow, you cannot. It's not all.
For the
regular
fourth
jumps
skull,
here.
this one's going to take every ounce and bit of concentration that you have. Whenever a round starts, a white symbol will show up above Racing Stripes, and you have to jump on them all the way consecutively till the end. And if you make it to the end without falling off, you have to jump into the skull, and that's how you get the fourth one. Now, if you fail, you can only do this once a round.
Yes!
So if you fail, go to the next round, they spawn back in. Now, for the fifth skull, this has to be
One
probably
zombie.
the most evil step
All we have
I
to
have
do is
ever
shoot
seen
it.
for an Easter egg. So we all know the train
Okay,
that
I
goes
saw it
through.
right there.
Well, if you notice on the front
You
of the
think you
train
have
right
to be
there,
on the
there
train
is a
tracks for it?
glowing
Like, if it
green
confirms
skull.
you have to
What
be
you
on the
actually
train
have
tracks
to
to
do
shoot it?
is jump in
Or can
front
I
of the
just be, like,
train
standing
and
back
touch it.
here?
I'm not joking. The only advice I could give you is if you're in a solo game, maybe do the solo Easter egg and get it to where you
Hurry
get
up,
the disco dancing
please.
zombie and have him stay by himself. Because if not, you're going to have zombies to deal with
Train,
while you're
hurry
doing
up.
this at the same time. Other than that, best of luck and hope you make it. But if you do die, it's okay.
We
As
got
long
it.
as you touch the skull,
don't
you're
care.
good.
That's fine. Over.
The sixth skull, it's not difficult at all. Go up to a phone and dial 555-0152. It will start ringing and a man will talk to you. Simply just wait on the phone, wait long enough, don't need to leave or anything. It'll kick you off, and then you have the sixth skull. Now, once you
Okay,
have
we're
all
gonna
the
try this
skulls,
again.
run back to the Skullbuster machine,
go.
hold square, and then you'll enter it, and you'll get to see some new
Okay,
things
press
floating
R to
around.
untangle and press
You'll
R
see
to
some
lock it
question
and
mark
question
squares,
block to
colored
match
skulls,
color.
blocks, everything floating around. The premise of this Skullbusters arcade game is you have to get the colors to erase themselves by connecting them. So essentially, behind every question mark square is already a colored skull. You have to figure out what colored skull is behind that one and shoot it with the
Red.
corresponding block. If you shoot the wrong color at the wrong
one's
question
probably
mark,
green.
it counts as a strike. Not anything about it
That one's gotta be
disappearing, but
red.
3 strikes and you get kicked out of the game. If that happens, just
That
call the
means
number
this
on the
one has
phone
to be
again.
yellow.
The sixth skull will show back up and you can get right back into it.
Okay. And that means
There are
that one's
3 of
blue.
these walls, or skull walls, that you have to get through. But if you get through them all successfully, you win the game, you get all 10 perks permanently, and then you also get the Coin OP trophy/achievement. However, that's not the only reward. So when you get out of the game,
Box.
look up in the sky and look for this green light. Not what we're used to seeing, right? Well, if you go over to it, it's actually the magic wheel and it has skulls emanating from it now. Basically meaning all weapons from it are instantly pack-a-punched. Take note,
Everything.
the magic wheel price is still the same. However, it is only single pack-a-punched
This is
and
what the
not
other
actually
reward
double
is?
pack-a-punched. Now that we know how to do Skullbusters and we know our rewards, we have to sit here and ask ourselves, is this an Easter egg that we find ourselves doing on a regular basis when playing the game and whatnot? For me, I know anytime that I go to do this Easter egg, in terms of the main Easter egg, I'm going to be doing Skullbusters, because oh my goodness, having permanent perks whenever you're going against a Rat King is so nice and useful. Right now, in the boss fight, if you don't know, you're typically going to down yourself a lot if you're not paying attention. And if you down yourself, the only way to get your perks back are by breaking the boxes around the map. Well, being able to keep all of your perks permanently without having to worry about that, it relieves so much stress off of you. You don't worry as much because all your perks instantly come back. So that it makes the fight 10,000 times easier, being able just to know that you're going to keep everything. So to me, the reward is very, very, very worth it, especially if you're going to do the Rat King boss battle and the main Easter egg. But that is it. That is how you do the entirety of Skullbusters and the rewards that you get from it. Hopefully this video was able to help somebody out there with figuring out a step or making this easier for them. If it helped you out, make sure to drop a like and spread the word. You know, share the video so that way someone else who is struggling can get help on this Easter egg. But until next time, I bid you all adieu. Bye-bye!